Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Simplify Guy channel. Today, we're going to be taking stop number 44, where we last left off. We're at Lower Loon Creek here, which is C53. We're going to be heading out to stop number 44 today. So if we just take a quick look at, let's spin this around a little bit. We'll go that way. We're actually going to come out off this trip here. We're going to have to come up here and build some altitude until we can turn around somewhere, maybe in here. We're then going to head down the middle fork, and we're going to head to I guess we're going to pass Mahoney Creek here. This is going to be one we'll catch a little bit later, you guys. I know it's definitely one we're going to land at, but head back the other direction. And so we're going to come over here. Once we see this spot here, Thomas Creek, you can see the middle fork bends hard around behind this hill. We'll probably just cut around that hill. Maybe we'll come over it a little bit and tuck up this way. Start heading up the middle fork. Now, right where this takes a hard bend to the left, this is going to be Marble Creek here. So we're going to be flying up this sort of canyon. And let me just turn this a little bit so you can see our approach. Okay, so here's how we're going to be coming up there, and it does run uphill this way. We'll need to land this direction, but this is a tricky one. You got this big old hill here, and so you're kind of guarded. Some trees there, stuff too, so end up coming in here and landing and hopefully not running into Marble Creek at the end of that. So yeah, this is the airstrip we're going to come into, Marble Creek 44. And you can see if you go along, it's just you're climbing, and I hope you can climb out of that, but it's not too hospitable. So you want to come in here, have your energy management just right, and come down through here and land at 44. So that's our stop today. And let's zoom back out here. You can see where we're coming from. Lower Loon, making our way down, going up this way, coming back, making our way here past Mahoney, past Thomas Creek, and around up to Marble Creek. That's stop 44. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Should be another fun one. We're going to take the deHavilland Beaver in today, so we're switching planes at Lower Loon. Came in a twin otter, going out in a Beaver. So that one should allow us a little bit more leeway getting into a place like Marble Creek, which isn't honestly, it's a short one, and it's a tricky one too. So just will sneak up on you. This one could sneak up on you and bite you if you're not really paying attention. So we're going to pay attention, and we'll have a great time. Come along for the ride. Let's go jump in the airplane and get started.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too.
Okay, everybody, let's get ready to go to Marble Creek. So let's get some power on here. We'll get our mixture up. Clear prop. Okay, looks like we've left some runway behind, so let's go quick get that. We do not want to leave unused runway behind at all. Taxi over some rocks here. Hopefully won't. We're in the right plane for that, I think. Oh, let's get this stuff going. get our flaps set for takeoff. That's good. And our 530 is up now. We're going to pop in Marble Creek to that real quick here, then we'll get on our way. We're going to be glad we got those extra feet back here. This is a short runway. Okay. All right, let's quick take a look at the 530 there. Okay, we're going to go direct. ID8 today. Marble Creek. And enter, enter. Okay. Okay, let's just get the engine revved up here and hold the brakes a little bit and just make sure we're making some power. Got mixture about where we want it. For our altitude, we've got the prop at full RPM, fuel tanks on. Alright, everything looks go. Let's head on out. We're out. And I know, you guys, this is kind of a noisy plane, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Not exactly the quietest thing, especially on climb out, but I'll try to do my best. Won't do that much talking, but when I am talking, I will try to make it so you can hear me. This is just a plane that's going to be a little more of a challenge. And I did hear from a viewer that was, you know, some of the music and things in the background, sometimes if you combine that with the noisy plane, it's really hard to hear the dialogue. So, not that my dialogue is that riveting, but I do want to make a conscious effort to make sure it's, you can hear it if you want to. So, I think we can turn around here. Watching my airspeed, and I don't want to get too much bank. There we go. I'm gonna slow up just a little bit here now. Okay, we're on our way back now. If you can see down there on the 530. Over here, we're heading right back to overfly Lower Loon Creek, where we just departed, and we're going to head on up the Middle Fork. Take my flaps out now. None of that. Don't really even need the cruise climb stuff in anymore, so the flaps are completely out now as we look down on Lower Loon and head off towards Marble Creek. Now we could follow that magenta line. We'd have to do some climbing up over those hills. I'm just going to follow the river. Get us there soon enough, and we'll have some better views, less work for the airplane, and a couple of backup landing spots that we're going to be overflying should we need to set down earlier than expected. Everything looks good so far. So our trusty steed here hopefully will be up to the task. And off in the distance I do see what I think is Mahoney Creek there. That's a strip that's U.S. Forest Service strip up above the Middle Fork. Well, kind of on a bench above the Middle Fork, and I think right down across the river from it, lower, is Cougar Ranch. We will not be heading into into Mahoney today, but we'll be coming back this way soon enough. So just making a couple of tours into Marble Creek and Indian Creek, and eventually we'll be coming back this way. Hope you guys are enjoying this backcountry tour. I know I'm having a great time exploring all these great strips and flying around here. It's just a great place to visit in the sim, and if you get the chance, for real. I think we've talked about that in some earlier videos, but I have gone flying with some folks out of Cascade. I think that's a great. There's probably some, and I think a cousin. If you guys are in Chalice, might be able to take some backcountry flying there too. So, at any rate, I hope you guys are just enjoying the series. Got anything you'd like me to add? I'm sure I'm going to miss a few popular backcountry strips. I try to get a bunch of them though. I mean, I'm going for a lot of the ones that I've put on, taking the time to look them up and find them and put them on Google Earth so I can kind of show you the terrain too. There's plenty of other strips I'm sure I'm not aware of. So we'll come back to this. This won't be that once we finish this trip and keep on going on our around the world trip. We'll come back to Idaho for sure. I love flying out here. So if I could only fly in one place, this would be it. But it's great to have variety, and I've sure been seeing some cool places we fly around the world too. So yeah, that's Mahoney Creek straight ahead there, 12 o'clock. Be interested in how well with the headsets on you can hear with our, the deHavilland Beaver with its big radial engine. It's I think it sounds beautiful, but yeah, it's not the quietest plane I've flown. There you guys can see a little external view, Mahoney Creek on the right, and Cougar Ranch down there below on the river lower on the left side of the river. We'll come back to get into one or both of those. Now we're going to continue on the middle fork here of the Salmon, and next stop we'll overfly Thomas Creek. That's a pretty obvious landmark you're flying in the backcountry. There's no other strip that looks exactly like Thomas Creek. Mahoney Creek's pretty distinctive too, sitting up like that. Soldier Bar. Some of those ones are real distinctive, but Thomas Creek has a really nice feature. It's kind of wrapped around by this little ridge that goes right up against the strip on one end, and the river kind of kicks out and bends around that, so it's just like the Thomas Creek strip is just tucked right up in there, nice and cozy like, but still something about it. You can get into it. You gotta kind of dog leg a little bit, but it's great place to fly into, I think. Our ultimate destination today, once again, is ID8. That's Marble Creek. And that's going to split off or kind of drain into actually the middle fork here. So we're still following the middle fork. We'll follow the middle fork. We'll take off of it just to get to Marble Creek, and then we'll come back and join it eventually. But yeah. And now you can tell by the coloration, there's a little bit of greenish or copper or something in the earth there. That's, if you look at the hillside there, that can tell when you're coming up on Thomas Creek. That's another distinctive landmark. So you can see right there that little airstrip. As we turn left here, you can see the river kind of comes around it, and it's just tucked in between the river and that hill. So very, very distinctive strip. What we'll do is, as the river cuts around that and kicks to the right, we're just going to take a shortcut and go straight over the hill. So, and that's the middle fork going off to the right as we're looking. Kind of see it on the 530 there, that little bend. We're actually headed, like I said, we'll cut this little part off right here and cut straight over that. If I could look out there and see if we can see. Can't really see Thomas Creek right now. We're kind of right over top of it. There's the Middle Fork again, and off the right here, that sort of draw there, valley, whatever you want to, not valley, but sort of like canyon-y sort of thing, drainage. That's Marble Creek, and we'll go up that. Now it does rise as we go towards the field, so we're going to stay up a little higher so we can kind of come in, and it's protected by a hill, as you saw, so we're going to come in a little bit from the right of the runway over the hill, drop in. So it's going to have to be a real good exercise in energy management, as we talked about earlier. I'm going to start to slow it up just a little bit here, a little bit of power out. I'll put some flaps in. That's it off in the distance right there, so it's a little shadowy. Pulling that back. RPM up, flaps coming in. And I'll just keep putting flaps in here. We have plenty of airspeed. Really hard to see now, you guys. Wow, I can't even see very well at all. It's bad. Wow, Marble Creek stuff. Well, there we are. We made it. Welcome to Marble Creek. Flaps, and I'm cutting some power here a little bit. We'll just keep an eye on the speed as it's dropping. You can see the field straight ahead, and it's not very long. And again, we're going to come in just a little bit from the right. We're getting a little bit of bumps. It's not going to help our cause, but okay, the airspeed's looking pretty good for where we're at right now. Earth is kind of rising up to meet us here. We're going to come in over these trees and stay a little bit right of that hill. There's some obstacles, so I'm going to pull the power out now. There we go. Oh, got a little too much speed, but let's see if we can't. Woo! Okay, we definitely screamed in on that one. Wow.